In this morning's NZ Herald headlines, the search continues for those missing in yacht tragedy, calls to improve our driver licensing system, and the pause on surgical mesh operations continues. Atamaria, I'm Wilhelmina Shrimpton. It's Wednesday the 21st of August. The search continues for 6 people believed to still be trapped in the hull of the super yacht that sank near Sicily. Among them, British tech tycoon Mike Lynch and Morgan Stanley International Chairman Jonathan Bloomer. Christchurch lawyer Ayla Ronald, another New Zealander, and 13 others survived. Ronald was part of the group on board who was celebrating Lynch's recent acquittal in a fraud case, and her father Lynn told the Herald his daughter was very shaken after the ordeal. Correspondent Gavin Gray says the one body retrieved from the water has now been formally identified.
We now know the identity of the man found dead near that coast. It's a Canadian Antiguan chef who was working on board the boat.
The Justice Minister says he's confident police will have the tools to properly enforce the gang patch ban. Through a regulatory impact assessment, his ministry is warning the proposed laws could undermine public confidence in law and order. Officials say gang members could defy the ban in places where enforcement's challenging, giving the impression they can act with impunity.
Well, I'm very much concerned about the fear and intimidation that gangs have right across the country, and that's why we're going to give the police some extra tools to deal with them, and the gang patch ban is one tool.
Calls to improve our driver licensing system, with young drivers 3 times more likely to die on New Zealand roads than in Australia. The Automobile Association-backed research highlights overseas licensing laws that could work here, including tougher penalties, additional testing, and doubling the learner licence period. AA Road Safety spokesperson Dylan Thomas says the changes would have a meaningful impact on the statistics.
What it'll mean in real terms is dozens of families every year not having to bury somebody in their 20s.
The Ministry of Health has indicated the pause on pelvic mesh operations is likely to be extended for another year. The hold will continue until 4 conditions are met: credentialing of surgeons carrying out mesh operations, a patient registry, patient review meetings, and a new informed consent process. Informed consent work is complete, but the other conditions are still being worked on. Charlotte Corti of the Health Consumer Advocacy Alliance says she's concerned about a tick box scenario. She says if the suspension is lifted, there needs to be robust credentialing in place and a guarantee that people will be safe. Livestock numbers are continuing to dwindle, with drought, forestry and low prices taking their toll. Beef and Lamb New Zealand's annual survey reveals there's almost 3% less beef cattle, and sheep numbers have fallen by more than 4% in the year ending June. Chair Kate Ackland says weakening conditions in China and the conversion of farms into forestry are both drivers. However, she says drought has had the most drastic impact for beef cattle and sheep farmers.
Getting rid of stock early, selling stock at lighter weights, and actually carrying less hoggets or less ewes.
And those are the latest NZ Herald headlines. For more news worth knowing, head to nzherald.co.nz.
Thanks for checking out our YouTube channel to stay up to date with all the latest New Zealand Herald